Today we're diving into something that's been a huge talking point in the Forza Horizon community, one of the centerpieces of progression in Forza Horizon 5, the Festival Playlist. Or as some of my community members called it, the Festival Chore List. I'm just quoting. Welcome back everybody, I'm your favorite German potato. With Forza Horizon 6 announced, now it's the perfect time to talk about what needs to change and how the Festival Playlist can become something fun, fair and rewarding again. In my previous video, I already shared some first brief ideas with you and also asked you, my lovely Johnson Racing community, for your thoughts, and wow, you did not hold back with almost 500 comments below this video. So today I'll bring together the biggest wishes and criticisms, and if we're still missing something, obviously let me know in the comments down below. Let's go. One word came up more than anything else: FOMO, or fear of missing out. In FH5, if you missed a week's challenges, you missed your chance at certain cars, sometimes forever. And yep, that sucks. Maybe you were on vacation, maybe real life got busy, or maybe you just, didn't feel like grinding that week. Either way, being locked out of cars permanently is punishing. And nobody should ever lose content just because they skipped a week, especially in the case of Forza Horizon 5 when you also have cars that feature competitive advantages. And for a few players it's not just a minor issue. I even found a few comments below my video from people that said they even stopped playing completely because they simply couldn't keep up. And others spent hours camping in the auction house, refreshing and trying to snipe one specific car they want to own. And some of them are still searching. And apparently there's even some kind of auction house sub-community that gatekept these rare cars as a result, and that's definitely something I can never understand. But yeah, I don't want to get distracted here. To tackle this FOMO issue, there could be various approaches. Why don't we add playlist cars to the auto show after they appeared? After some kind of grace period of like 2 or 3 months. By that, obviously most people would still try to complete the festival playlist in time, but all the others that missed it get another shot. And I totally get the idea to have some kind of rare, to have some kind of special cars, that people need to work for. So please make them expensive in the auto show afterwards for like, I don't know, 50 million credits, for example. Secondly, implementing a special token system is something I already mentioned in my previous video. Once in a while, they could give us the opportunity to unlock a very rare token that lets you replay an older festival playlist. Basically like the backstage pass system, only even rarer. I mean, we already have some kind of archive system in the game, right? So I can check the older playlist in Forza Horizon 5, so it shouldn't be that much of an issue to also make them replayable. And you guys even shared like a different spin on that token idea, which is also pretty interesting in my opinion. For you, the whole festival playlist reward system could be based on tokens, which can then be used to unlock these specific rare cars. I think in this case, the key would be to always get some more tokens than you actually need for 1 or 2 specific cars. Otherwise, it would be the same FOMO problem with a different name. In my previous video, I also briefly said that I would even be okay if they bring back these cars by, I don't know, putting them up in the store for like $1. And you guys definitely didn't like that. And I happily take the idea back. No microtransactions, playground games. Please? And if you made it that far, please don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe for more Forza Horizon 5 and 6 content. According to the community's feedback, the second big issue is how the festival playlist is structured in general. At the moment, it kind of feels like busy work. Do Drift Zone XYZ, please make this playground games match. Go over to finish the seasonal championship over and over again. You definitely don't want to be forced into party modes or into the eliminator. By speaking of the eliminator, it was definitely one of the main talking points of you guys, I always felt like I just, leave it behind. I simply didn't care most of the time, but it seems like it's a huge issue for most of you. So how do we tackle these issues? I'm always a big fan of less is more if done right. So why don't we focus on just a few cool challenges which always bring something new to the game? We could, for example, get a new circuit or sprint every other season. By that, every single season would definitely feel fresh. If this is too much work for the developers, definitely include the community and let them provide a few cool challenges. Something like the Horizon Super 7 already exists in the game, right? Curate the best challenges and put them in the festival playlist and therefore honor the community and increase the visibility of this cool feature. And don't hide it behind a separate tab that most people probably don't even see. But for full context, I also have to say, obviously, that we already have something like these event lab tracks in the festival playlist, so they try to honor the community. I think we're just getting started though. Some of you also mentioned class-specific leaderboards for all PR stunts, and I think that's pretty cool because at the moment everything is only for maxed out X-Class cars, and that means you end up using the same 3 cars over and over again. But what about even combining this with the festival playlist? Every single week they open a new leaderboard. Let's say PR stunt XYZ now opens for S1 class. This danger sign is now open for S1 class cars. Show us your skill with your best S1 class car. By that, the developers don't need to set up every single leaderboard for every single PR stunt at the release, and at the same time we have something fresh, something new every single week. But this would obviously also require some more housekeeping, meaning deleting cheater times and glitch results. Next, why don't we let the people already use the unlockable car for a few challenges? And by speaking of fresh new unlockable cars, I also read multiple times that many of you are actually super tired of recycled cars that are still used for festival playlists for time-exclusive events. There are actually many examples of cars which were easily obtainable through the auto show in Forza Horizon 3 and Forza Horizon 4, but are now super rare in Forza Horizon 5. So please give us new 2 Forza cars for these playlists, or at least some, let's say legendary comebackers from older Forza games, which haven't been part of the roster for a few years now. You know, always finding new ways to entertain players is probably one of the most difficult tasks. But reading all of those comments, I even think that most people wouldn't be mad at all if these new playlist editions only come every other week, if that means it improves the general quality and novelty of each playlist. I already mentioned that many of you aren't the biggest fans of the Eliminator, playground stuff, or even the trial that lets you team up with other lovely human beings to beat the AI, and teaming up can be interpreted pretty openly here if you ask me. If you've never been rear-ended by somebody who doesn't know which button to press to brake, definitely let me know in the comments, but I won't believe you anyway. But these examples actually bring me to my next part here. There is an imbalance between single player and multiplayer modes in those festival playlists, and this specifically bugs players who are not really into multiplayer racing. And not only do we have these online modes, no, they also reward you with the most points mostly. The trial, for example, always gives you 10 points, most of you know that. I think those Horizon tours end up at like 5, and the Eliminator and Playground games end up giving you 3 points. And furthermore, and this even feels weirder to me, seasonal championships are shorter when you do them online. Offline, you have to complete all 3 races and need to jump to every single race individually, which takes ages. Whereas when you do it online with a friend, it features some kind of best of 3 mode. So after 2 wins, it's done, and you save about like 50% of your time. Look, I'm a multiplayer guy, you know that. I enjoy creating my content online against other people. But multiplayer isn't for everyone. Some people just want to quickly hop in, drive against the AI and enjoy the game on their own schedule. And this fact should also be taken into account as they plan these festival playlists, in my opinion. There should always be enough options for players who prefer offline racing. You don't make multiplayer modes tempting for someone by simply forcing them into them. You make this tempting by creating a cool multiplayer experience in general. But this probably is a topic for another specific multiplayer video, so definitely let me know in the comment section if you want to see that. How about this? Let's have 2 different festival playlist paths. On the one hand, we have the offline path, which will be used to unlock new cars and stuff like that, with all the cool new challenge ideas that we shared before, by maybe still offering co-op racing if desired. And on the other hand, we have the multiplayer path, which focuses on online racing, on all of those party games, on the trial, and rewards players with lots of credits, with wheel spins and, I don't know, maybe cosmetic items. So basically optional stuff. Should everybody be happy then? What do you think? I really hope they can nail these 3 areas that we just talked about. Thanks again for all of your comments. So yeah, maybe together we just made the festival playlist more exciting in Forza Horizon 6. But what if? What if they even come up with something completely new and get rid of the festival playlist? I mean, that would be surprising, but also pretty exciting if you ask me. And now let me know, what did I forget? What did we forget actually? If there are more points, let me know. And definitely let me know if you're interested in the special multiplayer improvements video. And then of course, I need your help, guys. What stuff do we need to change in terms of the Forza Horizon 6 multiplayer? As always, if you enjoyed this video, definitely smash that like button 27 times and subscribe to this lovely Johnson Racing community. And if you're interested in more, check out this how to tune tutorial in Forza Horizon 5, which comes up somewhere right now. I'm your favorite German potato. Cheers. Let's have two different festival playlist paths.